it's time to check out another brown bag MRE. This is menu number 2, corned beef hash. It was sort of a short-lived menu. It replaced ham and chicken loaf in 1988, and it remained menu number 2 until it was replaced by chili mac in 1995. Well, holy crap, right on top, an oatmeal cookie bar, the 283rd day of 1991. I was 1 year old when this ration was packed. We have a cocoa beverage powder, type 1 fortified, and this powder feels very loose and good. The ingredients list isn't overly complicated. Packed 4 Sopaco. We got a standard pack MRE crackers. These were packed by Rafco freeze-dried. This ration is getting better and better. We have a freeze-dried fruit. This is the freeze-dried fruit mix. So this is gonna be like a fruit cocktail. Packed by Oregon freeze-dried, which is Mountain House. An oddly shaped pack of apple jelly. This is a 1 ounce pack, packed by Ameripec. It has a little bit of delamination going on, but feels pretty good in there. This is turning out to be the ideal MRE. It's just one menu item after another that I either like or really want to try. This is a lemon lime beverage-based powder. Now, this one feels very compressed. Feels like it has some moisture in there. It's not in powder form, but lemon lime beverage powder is my favorite beverage powder, and I've never had one from this early 90s era. MRE spoon, a very nice looking bottle of Tabasco. And lastly, we have a brown bag accessory pack B. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what we have inside. Good old Lighthouse TP, little book of matches, the dark brown or black pack Taster's Choice. This is probably my favorite MRE coffee. Pack of milk caramels from the Classic Caramel Company. Those feel edible. A pack of iodized salt, a Wet Nap moist towelette, a National Brands non-dairy creamer, 6-gram pack of sugar, and spearmint MRE gum. There is not a single item in this MRE that I don't like or either haven't tried before. So this is one that I cannot wait to get plated up. Being in 1991, there is no flameless ration heater included in this meal. They didn't start adding those in until 1993. So we're gonna have to boil our main. Let's open this box up and see what the retort pouch is looking like. It's a green colored pouch. Looks to be in fairly good shape. I don't see any delamination or anything going on with it. And the contents don't feel super hard or anything. We have a cocoa beverage powder and a coffee. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to do an Army mocha. Let's check out this cocoa beverage powder first. Powder looks very nice. Smells pretty fresh. Get that into our glass. Let's see if this Taster's Choice has held up. Heck yeah. From what I'm seeing so far, it looks perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice big instant coffee crystals there. That's going in with the cocoa powder. I want it nice and sweet, so I think we'll do this whole pack of sugar. And before I add this creamer, I want to try it because I don't want to ruin the whole thing from some bad creamer. It's not off-colored in any way, just a very white powder. Taste that. Oh, that's perfect. Just as fresh as the day it was packaged. So that's going in also. That is a lot of different powders in there. Usually the cocoa beverage powder is mixed with 6 ounces of water, and the coffee is also mixed with about 6 ounces of water. Since I'm doing them all in one shot, I'm gonna do more like 8 ounces, if it'll fit in my glass. It's doing some bubbling. Stir that to incorporate. Oh yeah, everything's mixing in very nice now. Let's see what this lemon lime powder is looking like on the inside of the pack. And basically what I expected, it's sort of a solid piece here. It's not as hard as I've seen them before. It actually feels like it has some moisture in it currently. It's not really powder anymore. It's just sort of this, almost a fruit leather, but not quite that hard. Pull off a piece of this. I'll just taste it just like that to see if it's okay. Oh man, that's good. It's sweet and tangy. It's kind of like a lemon lime candy. I could eat that right out of the pack. But we'll see if we can reconstitute this. It's just coming out in these like big sheets. We managed to get the vast majority of that into the glass. As usual, this beverage-based powder calls for 12 ounces of water. It did tinge the color of the water just a little bit upon pouring. A couple larger chunks are holding on, but the rest of it seems to be dissolving pretty well. Yeah, there's definitely some stubborn bits in there. I think that needs to sit for a couple minutes and then we'll re-stir it again. It's looking nice though. I've seen much worse. While making the drinks, I managed to get a powdery mess all in my tray, so I think this is a perfect opportunity to check out the Wet Nap. 29 years and still wet. That Wet Nap had a distinct baby wipe smell. They usually don't smell quite like that, but that's what that one smelled like. All right, let's open this oatmeal cookie bar by Sterling Bakery Inc. Has a tear notch on it. There it is peeking out of the pack. Look at that thing. Oh, smells nice. It's like a perfect rectangular block. Not very large, has a little bit of a greasy feel to the outside, a little bit oily. I'm gonna wait on the mixed fruit for a minute because as soon as you open these up, they start absorbing moisture from the atmosphere and they change a little bit. So I want that one to be perfectly fresh when I get to eating it. We will go ahead and check out these MRE crackers though. A little bit of a hiss on that. Wow, those are all in one piece. The corners aren't even broken or anything. There's a little hairline crack running through this one, but it hasn't fallen apart yet. Those smell perfectly fresh. Let's get a drink of our MRE mocha. Oh man, that is so good. It has a slight undertone of like chemical flavor. That's from the cocoa beverage base powder. It usually just kind of tastes like that anyway, but this is the perfect combination. I haven't had anything to eat or drink yet today, and this is hitting the spot 100%. This is freaking amazing. It's luscious and creamy, sweet and hot. The coffee taste is there, but it's very light, and the chocolate is just fantastic. Man, that is some good stuff. That is a treat you can't get anywhere else. The corned beef hash has been boiling away for the better part of 10 minutes. This retort pouch feels extremely hot, so let's go ahead and get this guy plated up. We'll pull that tear notch. Check that out. The meat is a very pink color. There seems to be quite a bit of juice in here. It smells nice. Oh yeah, that is steaming hot. I kind of want to just dive right into the main and see what it's all about. I know Old Smoky always sings the praises of this main, saying that it's one of the best ever. It doesn't look the most appetizing, I'll say that much. It's very sloppy looking. So we can see the little beef pieces here, and of course it has a lot of these little potato cubes. There's some tiny little bits of green pepper there. Other than that, I don't see too much else. The meat itself is sort of crumbly and stringy in places, so it might be a mix of processed meat and whole meat pieces, or it might just be finely shredded corned beef. Let's get a spoon of that while it's nice and hot. A little bit of everything. It's looking okay. Let's taste that. After that first bite, I'm not feeling any numbness or anything, so I think this is okay to eat. Let's get one more bite right quick just to make sure. Yeah, I think it's all right. The meat has a little bit of dryness to it, but other than that, everything seems okay. The potatoes are very good. This is a tasty main. It hasn't picked up a retort pouch flavor. It's more savory tasting than I expected. I was thinking of this as sort of a breakfast type menu. No, it's not really that. This tastes like a dinner menu to me. It has a light flavor of onion. I can't really taste the green peppers very much, but I mean, visibly they're in there, so we know they're there. The little potato cubes are soft, but not mushy. I would have liked to have some larger pieces of meat, so it gives you a little something to chew on. This meat just kind of dissolves in your mouth, which does make it easy to eat. It's a little bit on the salty side, but not in a bad way. It seems to be disappearing quite quickly. I'm eating it faster than I planned on. I can definitely see why Smokey likes this, or why anyone would like this for that matter. I've had much worse entrees, especially in the old school brown bags. This one is quite good. So it's not really a looker, but it does taste all right. Let's get a sip of our lemon lime beverage. In modern MREs, they're more green. This is more yellow, almost a urine color. Let's get a sip of that. That's a little weird. It's sort of bitter. I wasn't really expecting that. Usually these beverage-based powders are very sweet. This doesn't seem sweet. It seems a little bit astringent inside my mouth, that dry mouth sort of feel, and it's a little bit bitter. Now, flavor-wise, it's not bad. It has a little bit of tartness, not much sweetness, like I said. It's growing on me as I'm sipping on it. Not as good as a modern beverage base, but not too bad. Better than orange drink, that's for sure. Or grape, for that matter. Let's try out a piece of our cracker. Get just a little bite of the plain cracker there. Perfectly fresh. Let's scoop some main on that. Now that is looking good to me. Oh yeah. 100%. Adding the cracker to this main is the way to go. That makes it way better. The crunchiness, the cracker absorbs a little bit of that moisture that's in here. That's good stuff. Squeeze a little of this on our spoon. Oh, it's looking quite dark. Look at that. It is like dark brown. I think we should smell it before we taste it. It's almost odorless, but doesn't smell bad. Let's try a little bit. Yeah, it's fine, I think. Put some on the cracker. The apple jelly is usually pretty runny, but in this form, it's kind of solid. It has a little something weird to it. It's still sweet. It doesn't really taste like apple anymore. It's just sort of a generic sugary flavor. That happens with these old jellies. Let's get another bite of that. It's good, but nothing spectacular. It's still fine to eat, but it's not gonna blow your socks off. And if you did a blind taste test on that, I don't think you would be able to discern that it's apple. I gotta try a little bit of this Tabasco. In my opinion, these Tabascos get better with age. That is, as long as they don't dry up. Get a little scoop here with some of the main and some of the cracker. We got a little plug issue going on with the Tabasco. That's pretty normal. I think I cleared out a little jam. There's some nice healthy drops on that spoonful. Adds a little tang to it that this was missing. It's a very vinegary tasting sauce. Some people would describe the old Tabasco as a soured flavor, and it is more tart than regular Tabasco is. I think it's actually better like this. It adds a depth of flavor that you can't get with a fresh Tabasco. Put a couple more drops on that. Try that out with a big bite of cracker. Yeah, that's good. This is a main that I don't think really needs hot sauce. It doesn't hurt to put it on it. And that old Tabasco is sort of a delicacy. All right, now for the item I've been eyeballing this entire time. Let's see how it breaks. It's a very soft snap. I was expecting a little bit more resistance than that. Sort of a fine grain oatmeal look to it. Let's jump right in and take a bite of that. A little bit crumbly, sort of sugary sweet. It's easier to bite than I expected. It has just a bit of an old flavor to it, but no numbness or anything, so I'm pretty sure it's okay to eat. It's a little bit thirst provoking. No particular flavor standing out. It's not spiced with cinnamon or anything that I can pick up on. It's just sort of a subdued, sweet, oaty flavor. It's very much like a compressed oatmeal cookie. I want to break some of this up and see if we can reconstitute it in sort of like a makeshift oatmeal. This was about 1/4 of a bar, maybe not even quite that much. And it's making quite the little pile of powder here. A little more than I thought it would. We'll hit that with a little splash of water. Seems to be soaking the water up pretty quick. If I still have my non-dairy creamer, I'd probably add that to this. Just like adding some milk to your oatmeal. Warm water would also probably do a better job of reconstituting it, but we'll just go with the cool water on this one. I'm gonna give that some time to soften up before we try it. I'm going back to the bar itself for a second, get one more bite of it. I can really give you an idea of what I think about it. So yeah, this is one of the easiest to eat MRE items, I think. You could literally feed this to anybody in the world, and I think they would find it palatable. There's nothing about it off-putting, really. It's a nice, compact food source with a distinct sweetness and not really much else going on for it. I like it, but it's not exactly as good as I was expecting. Let's look at our fruit mix. Freeze-dried. I didn't hear a vacuum on those, but from the look of this, it's held up 100%. These will start discoloring if something's wrong with them. It's sort of a styrofoamy block here. Has a little bit of pink color mixed in, a little bit of yellow color mixed in. Let's just get a bite of this in solid form. Oh yeah, I'm glad I waited to open this until just before biting it, because it is perfectly crunchy, very sweet. That's good stuff. It has that styrofoam-like texture, and it really does draw the moisture out of your mouth. You can taste the pear, you can taste the peach. I'm actually tasting a little bit of pineapple. Let's add a little bit of water to this piece to see if we can get it to rehydrate some. As it absorbs that water, it just kind of melts down, becomes sort of a fruit mush. Let's taste our impromptu oatmeal. It has a very oatmeal-y texture now that I let it sit. It's thickened up very nice, sort of creamy. It actually just looks like oatmeal. It's only gonna give me about 1 good spoonful, so we gotta make it count, but there it is. It looks like straight up like microwave oatmeal. Now that's good. It's actually better as oatmeal than it was a cookie bar. Since you've already put the moisture into it, it's not drying my mouth out. Still has a little bit of crunch, but it also has this sort of like sticky creaminess that you get with regular oatmeal. I got one more little bite there. Yeah, I definitely recommend doing it that way. That's good. I think I'm gonna do the rest of the bar that way as well. And let's try our rehydrated mixed fruit. In this bite, it looks like we have a piece of pineapple. I think that's what that is. And then I'm gonna guess that these other 2 little pieces here are either peach or pear. It's kind of hard to tell. There's definitely some pear in that bite. I can taste the pear. That is good stuff. I really like that. For these freeze-dried fruit, I think they're best in dry form. They're just so crunchy and pleasant, but they're really nice rehydrated as well. Last thing to try here will be our caramels. They're individually wrapped with cellophane. There's a look at it. Nice and soft. You can kind of ball it up. It's putting off some oils that's getting on my hands. I just took a smell of that. It doesn't exactly smell like food. Kind of just smells cardboardish maybe. Chewy, kind of sticks to your teeth a little bit. Not perfectly fresh, but I think it's edible. It says chewy and delicious. It's got half of this right. This has sweetened and condensed skim milk in it, and it does have a little bit of an older milk flavor, but not too bad. It's better than the last ones that I had. It's sort of a generic, little bit old tasting caramel. Well guys, that was 1991 menu number 2, corned beef hash. And I must say, this was a really good one. All the individual components are well put together, well thought out. Really nice combination of things. There's a lot that you can do with some of the items to prepare them different ways, so it gives a little bit of variation. The main tastes very nice, and it's one I would probably like to have again at some point in the future. Overall, a pretty fantastic MRE. And it's always great when you can open up a brown bag and eat pretty much everything. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Ration Rewind, the series in which I'm reposting my old ration reviews from my first YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to help it out with that Google algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch all of my future ration content. This is the one-stop shop for MRE related content, old and new, foreign and domestic, military and commercial. We do it all here on Readiness Rations. Be sure to drop me a comment and check out my social links down in the description of this video. And I will be back with a new video for you guys next week. Until then, I will catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.